Hey guys, this is the C&D channel. I'm Chris, this is Dave, and this is MMA for you. We're going to be doing our predictions for Bellator 60, which is going to happen on March 9th on MTV2. And you got anything to say about that, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the Bellator is getting really, good fights. I mean, this tournament, the fact they have a tournament is pretty cool.
Yeah, man. This whole season's gonna look real good. I'm looking forward to doing the predictions for all these upcoming Bellators.
Hmm.
There's title fights coming up real soon. Lima versus Askren's coming up.
Hmm.
Dantas versus Makovsky. You know, so there's just a lot of good fights going on in
Yeah,
Bellator that I want to see.
yeah, absolutely. And I just want to take the opportunity here to say that CAD channel again, we are MN for you. So that means UFC, Bellator, Strikeforce. I mean, you name it, we predicted, we analysis. We want to share our opinion with you guys.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. Um, and our opinion too. We try and be as objective as possible with it as well.
I,
Try to be.
I know.
Oh
I
man,
mean, I
this
mean,
guy.
I'm very
This guy.
emotional. Again, is we, especially, with Chris. I mean, he predict and a lot of time, even if he wrong, you can see that's basically goes with our prediction. So, just bear with us. Listen us out here, so and give us a comments. And we do our best. Again, we just try to have fun, share with our opinion with you guys.
Okay, yeah, let's get started, man.
Yep.
Okay, we got for the featherweight title, we got champion Joe Warren versus Pat Curran.
Everybody love champion. I say Joe Warren.
Joe Warren, man.
I know. I know.
Man,
I
I
know.
gotta go with Pat Curran here, man.
I know you would. I know you
Hmm.
would. Anyway, I know that he suck a lot of stuff. I mean, the fact that he got choked, on bar and he tried to muscle out. What the hell is he thinking of? But you know why? His level, his Olympic level of wrestler. I mean, he is good.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that Joe Warren was knocked out by Alexis Vila in one of the best KOs I've ever seen,
Hmm.
and which made me a fan of Alexis Vila for life. um,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. But don't forget, Joe, he forced takedown. I mean, for clinch. He's even though he's weak, have a weak defense, but the guy has some magical. Always pull out a good win out of decision.
Mhm.
He has been champion. Not even with luck, but he is champion. All right,
Yeah.
he's there for a reason.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, the thing is with Joe Warren, yeah, like I said, the guy's a dog. I mean, and seriously, he will keep pushing forward.
Hmm.
He'll keep going for that takedown, and whatnot. If he's on top, he knows how to stay on top.
Yep.
The problem is Pat Curran is honestly a lightweight who fights at featherweight. The guy's huge. You know, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is really good. This is a guy who did a Peruvian necktie on a Peruvian. That's so cool.
Peruvian necktie is my
Yeah.
favorite choco. But you know why? Uh, why am I picking out Joe again?
But he does have strong wrestling, both defensively. He doesn't use too much. He needs to use a little more offensive wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Um, One thing about Pat Curran, though, striking wise, he's more of a counterpuncher. He's definitely the type of guy to find an opening. If you saw the Marlon Sandro fight, he got a perfectly placed, um, head kicked, and I think that was the first time Marlon Sandro's been KO'd.
Hmm.
Heavy hands and heavy feet. In his Pat Curran's first Bellator fight, he did like this. He ducked a punch, did an overhand right, knocked his opponent out. You
Uh-huh.
know, he like I said, he's really good at finding that opening, and I think he'll be able to do that against Joe Warren.
I think so, but you know, I still want to say one thing about Joe. I mean, again, he's Olympic level of a wrestler. I mean, the wrestling wise, he's definitely gonna be, outstanding. And the way he forced the takedown, the way he constantly push, he's decent on standing. On the stand up. I mean, he is not bad. Oh, I mean, he's decent on the office. Office stand up. So I still think there's a threat over him. And the fact is, if this goes to decision, with his type of fighting technique, I think the judge will favor him more than. That's why just what I think.
Oh, that's actually true, and that's actually happened before. But a lot of people thought that he was involved in a couple robberies actually. But let's go on to the next fight. For the featherweight tournament opening round, we have Marlon Sandro versus Roberto Vargas.
Who do you pick?
I got Marlon Sandro, man. He got to the finals against Pat Curran in the last tournament. I think he's an early favorite to win this one. Heavy hands, great uppercut, strong, really strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Oh, I mean, it sounds pretty good, but Roberto, he has a 12-1 record. 3 KO, TKO, 4 submission, 6-5 winning streak. Okay, I mean, he has a noble fight win over Daniel. I mean, in the Bellator. I mean,
Daniel Pineda.
Yeah, Daniel Pineda. I mean, the guy is not easy fighter too. So I think he has what it takes to win this fight as well.
Yeah, he's like I said, the thing with Bellator is that they find they find some great prospects. And you always gotta watch out for these guys.
Yeah.
Vargas, he seems like a pretty solid fighter. I like Sandro. He's been there. Trains at Nova União. I gotta go with him to win this one.
All right, we will see.
Okay, next fight after that we have Ronnie Mann versus Wagner Fabiano.
Ronnie Mann. No.
Yeah, I got Ronnie Mann as well. One thing that really doesn't make me pick Fabiano is that he hasn't fought since like November of 2010. He does train at Nova União, and his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu actually has had like mixed results because it's kind of like he got triangled by Mackin Summerzer, who was like a 4-0 prospect, and then he also got guillotine choked by Joseph Benavides, but like it was like this guillotine that you can see coming a mile away. It was just like in MMA, it was just one of these things where it's like, if he gets tired or if you get hit or something, it doesn't work like sport jiu-jitsu or anything like that. Because it's weird. I remember the Benavides fight especially. It's like he goes for this guillotine and like misses it, and then he just goes for another one, and it was very obviously set up. It wasn't some like awesome setup or anything. Yeah, man. Why do you like Ronnie Mann?
In the MMA.
I got him too, but yeah.
Yeah, but I understand. I mean, I like Ronnie Mann because the fact is, I really like people who can draw combination. I think combination is a really good key on staying out. And a lot of people who do jobs, I mean, it's good, but you gotta, if you wanna win me over for your staying out, you gotta have some combination going on. Frankie Yeager is good combination. I mean, look at him, he goes a mile away. So every time I have someone who has a good combination and well rounded, that's what takes me want to favor them more. I mean, Ronnie Mann, man, he got a good technique on kickboxing. He has strong BJJ, and the fact that he can draw combination, just a bonus for me.
I like Ronnie Mann. I've always liked his stand up. Like you said, it's really technical. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really strong as well. One thing he also has he actually has some really strong. He showed in one fight some really strong ground and pound. I think it was his first fight in Bellator. It was just really good ground and pound as well. He trains at Team Tompkins. They're really good at combination style stand up for MMA. So yeah, I gotta go Ronnie Mann to win this one.
God love Ronnie Mann all the way.
Okay. Next fight after that, we have Alexandre PoPo Bezerra, or is it PoPo? Versus Genair, is it PQD da Silva.
The silver. But I do worry about your PoPo because I know he's kind of crazy, man. He's kind of scary, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if he's scary in like the good and bad way, in the sense.
I more mean the bad way that he can just, toss everything away, going for what he wants to.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna hurt him. In Bezerra's last fight, he goes for he's going for some submissions. I believe it was from his back. He gets slammed, I think, or if I remember. I'm vaguely remembering his last fight. But then he manages to find a leg lock and get the win. If I'm not mistaken, that's how his last fight went. It wasn't too fun that he was just so reckless.
Yeah, he is just really trying to get that leg down and not
that submission. Yeah.
Submission, and that worries me because I don't like a stumper fighter. I don't like the fighter who, trying to do one thing and over, and then, I like more variation. I like more gain opponent. I like people who has a strategy. So I think the Silva has the good hobby. He has a good stand out, good BJJ. I mean, he is pretty good, well rounded. I mean, that's something I'm looking at.
Yeah, the Silva actually looked pretty good in his fight against Sandro. He was definitely trading with him. Sandro had the better stand up. The BJJ, yeah, the Silva does have Sabe today, but I go with Bezerra. It was a really good, strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His only loss is to Charles Oliviera.
I understand. The only reason I go for De Silva is just because that aggressiveness of your guy kind of worries me. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Okay. Next fight and that's the final fight for the featherweight tournament opening round. We got Jeremy Spoon versus Daniel Straus. Daniel.
Oh. Jeremy. I mean, the reason I like Jeremy because first of all, he's undefeated, 12-0. Okay, 1 TKO, 8 submission. Noble win over Joseph Figure. I mean, and
Adam Schindler, man.
Adam Schindler, dude. I mean, the guy is pretty on top of his game.
Yeah, he's a good fighter for sure. I like Daniel Straus though. He made it to I remember he fought Pitbull, and I think that was a final for one season as well. Guy's a huge. The guy's a lightweight that fights a featherweight. Total grinder. I mean, this guy, he'll take you down, really grind on you, man. That's the thing.
That's the thing I worry, dude. That's the thing I worry, man. I mean, but I like to look on the overall. I think Jimmy's overall, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Spoon's prospect, undefeated 12-0 prospect. Definitely can't count him out. But Straus has shown to be a very strong grinder. Who's big for the weight class, always pushing forward. Always he's always trying to take you down. His cardio is good. He can go for days. Okay, on to the I don't know I think it's on to the prelims now. I'm not too sure how long it's gonna go, but the main card goes. But we got Anthony Gomez versus Travis View.
Travis all the way.
Yeah, some of these prelims, I've never seen some of these guys fight. Never seen Anthony Gomez. One thing about Travis View, he just beat their champ, Christian Mpumu.
I mean, what else do you need, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the fact this guy fight 79 fights.
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous.
Versus a guy with 6 fights. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he is very, very experienced, and then of course, okay, he's experienced, and you're gonna question well, he might, he has cardio issue, but the guy, yeah, he has a cardio issue, but the guy's a good wrestler, okay? The guy found, he beat the champion. What else I need to say?
Yeah, exactly. That's all you gotta say. And even with the cardio issue, it could just be he cut to that weight because he fought at heavyweight, you know, and so he cut the light heavyweight. So he might have a better cut this time.
Yep.
So okay. Next right after that we have UFC veteran, I guess, Sean McCorkle versus Richard White.
Sean.
Yeah, I go with Sean McCorkle. One thing with Richard White, he's like on a three fight losing streak.
And it doesn't help that Sean has, good offensive BJJ.
This is
the guy's pretty good.
This is a guy that actually he beat Mark Hunt, who by on his back and getting a Kimura. That's the thing. Defensively, McCorkle's not the best guy, but I think he's good enough to beat Richard White here.
Me too.
Okay, next right after that, we have another UFC vet as Shamar Bailey fights Josh Shockley.
I think Josh Shockley will win. I mean, his record's not that bad, and a win, one loss. I mean, 3 KO, 4 submission. I mean, he's on his 2-fight win streak right now. I mean, he only lost to Toby, Imanda. I mean, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, Shockley is pretty good, for sure. I gotta go with Bailey though to win this one. And honestly, he doesn't impress me too much. He is a big guy. He's a really strong guy. He does have good wrestling. And he's shown in the past, especially in the Ultimate Fighter, he's showing his ability to utilize lay and pray. Even when he fought Ryan McGillivray in the Ultimate Fighter finale, man, he just lay and prayed really bad. I think he might lay and pray Shockley here. That's kind of where I'm guessing that it's going to happen.
And that's why I don't like him, because I think, Larry Prince is fine, but I never really feel those as, a true win. I mean, to me, I'd rather than, Josh, fight his heart out, and then if he loses, it's fine, but losing by Larry Prince, I don't feel that's a win.
Okay, well, next one after that, we have Mike Corey versus Bobby Reardon.
Mike.
Yeah, I gotta go Mike Corey. One thing about Bobby, it's kind of weird. You have a guy with a winning record, 11-2-1, versus a guy with a losing record of 8 wins and 10 losses. It's just very weird to me.
I feel like it's they are feeding Mike to win this fight.
Kinda, yeah. Mike Corey, he has some pretty solid wins. He beat Brian Cobb and Tyler Combs, solid guys. Coming off a 5-fight win streak. Had a draw against Chris Hordesky, and Hordesky's a solid fighter as well,
So why Bobby?
Yeah.
And 10 lose. I mean,
come on. Yeah, I'm going with Mike all the way.
Well, Mike all the way.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, there's 3 guys, or 4, the next 4 guys we talked about are going to have their very first pro MMA fights.
Yeah.
So we have Lance Serma versus Eric Oria.
Can you tell me how is the Lance Serma's record works?
It's his first pro MMA fight. But same with Eric's. He's fought. He's 2-0 as an amateur, but 0-0.
Unless Eric have an amateur record, okay. I don't know. I pick Eric.
I'll go with Eric. Okay. Same thing with Corey Galloway versus Jake Norossi.
Same thing, Jake.
Yeah, I'll go with Jake. One thing about Jake too is he does train at Miguel Torres's Torres Martial Arts Academy.
Oh, good enough for me.
Yeah, good enough for me too. Okay, so that's pretty much it for our Bellator 60 predictions.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any comments, just leave them below. Got anything to say, Dave?
Well, again, like every time I keep saying this, I hope you guys not getting tired of it. We try our best to change everything we can, make it people don't like our sound system, say we are too soft, we try to get louder, People don't like the lighting. We try to adjust lighting. I mean, we are trying here not just please you, but more is trying to improve us, make the channel even better, and then provide our feedback.
Yeah, no problem. You know what we've got to do, I'm glad we didn't finish the show, but let's recap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. I was
let's go
gonna. It sure is time's out. I need to go home now. Okay, recap.
Okay, we have Joe Warren versus Pat Curran.
Joe Warren.
Yeah, you have Joe Warren. I got Pat Curran.
Okay.
Marlon Sandro versus Roberto Vargas.
Roberto.
Okay, I got Marlon Sandro. Okay, Wagner Fabiano versus Ronnie Mann.
Gotta go for Ronnie Mann.
Ronnie Mann too. Okay, Alexandre Bezerra versus Genair da Silva.
Da Silva.
Okay, I got Bezerra. Okay, Jeremy Spoon versus Daniel Straus.
Spoon.
Okay, I got Daniel Straus. Okay, Anthony Gomez versus Travis View.
Travis, man.
Yeah, Travis View there. Okay, next fight after that's Sean McCorkle versus Richard White.
Sean, dude.
Yeah, Sean McCorkle. Okay, next fight after that we have Shamar Bailey versus Josh Shockley.
Josh and will shock you.
I got Shamar Bailey winning that one. Okay, we have after that's Mike Corey versus Bobby Reardon.
Mike.
Yep, got Mike Corey winning that one. Okay, Lance Sermo versus Eric Oria. Eric Oria. Okay. Corey Galloway versus Jake Norasi.
Jake.
Yeah, I got Jake. I'll win that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our predictions for Bellator 60. That's it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.